Hi everyone, my name's Lori, and I'm going to show you what I'm calling color pooling, which looks something like this. This is something that I did a long time ago. I just started knitting and didn't realize that this would happen. It was some kind of magical witchcraft that blew my mind, and so then I've been trying to recreate that ever since. So I'm going to tell you the trick to getting, if you want to do this with your knitting, I'm going to tell you how to do it. I sort of, you know, backward knit it and figured out what I did. So the trick to doing this kind of thing, I've got so many cords and things laying around here, I've got to maneuver myself, is to have some yarn that is dyed up in such a way that you can see a distinct sort of pattern in the color. See how I've got these colors sort of matching the same thing over and over, right? I like to do it with a palindrome, what I call a palindrome, which is, oh, this is not as big as I thought it would be. So I have like the purple here, the light blue, the dark blue in the middle, then again with the light blue and the purple. So it's, like ABBA, palindrome, the same forwards and backwards, right? And that will give you some really interesting color choices. So this won't work if you have something like this. Pretty though it is not, it's just like little bunches of color that I just, I took the little dye all over the place, and it doesn't have any discernible, there's no pattern to it. It's just kind of a blob. And when you do that, you get something that looks like this. While pretty and sort of like pooling, it's not exactly. It's a lot more. This is just variegated yarn, right? And it's not self-striping. It's just pooling. So here's how to do it. So you get your yarn. And this one I did this intentionally to demonstrate the point. I made really long stripes of red, really long stripes of yellow, and then kind of a mustardy color. So when you get your yarn, it's going to look like this, right? It's going to be all kind of a mess. So what you do is you cast on, you look at your yarn, you pull it out and you look, where's the color changes? And you cast on like right where you want to start with whatever color. So I'm going to start with the red, cast on with that. And then you count, how many stitches do I get with that yarn? So here's like a really bad example. And what I do when I make my little swatch, I start with some waste yarn, something that I don't care about, so that when I start knitting, the color repeats, just kind of flow straight from that. And then I'll switch colors and I'll put another waste yarn color in between to see like, oh, this color looks a little different from that color, So once you start making your little swatch, you want to count like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 of those yellows will happen in per stitch, per inch or whatever. And some of the colors might be longer or shorter, like this pink is only like 3 or 4 stitches. And this purple barely made it, and the blue kind of goes for like 20 stitches. So that will give you a sense of how many stitches do I need to do. Okay, I'm going to switch over here. I'm going to share my screen to make a hat, right? So you have to measure your hat. Like most hats are, 90 stitches or something like that. And once you knit the big fatty part of the hat, it'll make these color blobs. Then once you start decreasing, it will change, right? So you have to know, so you have to count how many stitches per inch your project is and how many stitches per inch each color change is getting. So there is a little math involved in getting your pooling to look like this. Can everybody see the hat?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So so that's kind of the magic. Now the thing with this is that some people say, oh, don't do this with sock yarn. But you know, the hell with that, I can do whatever I want. You can do it with sock yarn. You just have to look at your yarn and make sure, you know, you just look at the, you know, oh, here's blue, 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 blue. Oh, now it's turned into something else. And so just count how many stitches that you're getting per per whatever. So I made a list of different projects. I can put it in the chat of all the different projects that I picked out on Ravelry. Would that be a good idea? Should I put that in the chat?
Yes, please.
Okay, I will do that. And I'm done.